I think I remember as a kid, my mother doing the washing or something, talking around, oh, the water's coming from Lincoln or it's coming from the spring because one was hard water and the other was soft water, and so it all depends on how good the soap or soap suds were in it. Uh, I think people take for granted the water that we have, the water system. Um, we were very concerned back when the village was responsible for it, and a couple individuals. I think all three trustees were very concerned about the water and the quality of it. But the people generally, I think, just took it for granted uh, because all of a sudden we weren't telling them to cut back. We had two freeze ups, but they never ran out of water. We kept the water going. Um, and so I guess what concerns me sometimes is the taking for granted of the water because it is well, shut it off and you'll find out what happens. Um, a nervousness is the fact that that is a spring. If there ever was an earthquake, what might happen to it? Although we've got a lot of water down here uh, below here, there are a lot of other springs going down Hewitt Road and places like that. And so there is a lot of water around, a tremendous amount of water. The Nahaven seems to get very shallow, um, and it at times in the summer, and I guess they say the water leaves the Nahaven just up outside or as you come into the village area, and kind of leaves it and comes back in further down, which is a strange occurrence. But I think the biggest concern was the fact that we don't have a sewage treatment plant. We have a sewage system, uh, kind of a leach field type system that handles pretty much handles Main Street. And of course, there's always the nervousness about, oh, what's that going to do to the classification? But I don't believe there's been any negative results in any deterioration from that. What Bristol would do, when I'm sure the state someday would force us into it, and what they would do with a system or where they build it or put it. But I would think that's the ugly that is in the background of 10, 15, 20, 25, who knows? But I think it will happen someday.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my biggest concern is that people maybe don't know the system, and I think anything we can do to there be aware of the water system is important, and that it isn't to be wasted. Although I've never seen um, I've seen the spring drop down when you put a 2,000 gallon a minute pump on it, but I've never seen it only just drop a little bit. And normal pumping, there's always an overflow. Water coming out of that spring is just a tremendous source. So it helped feed the Haven too. and but I think that's